everybody and welcome to a Weakauras guide. So, I've done a few Weakauras videos before, but I wanted to compile all the Weakauras strings I use for the different specs and classes in one video. So, starting off first, I want to say credit to all the fan sites, all the good stuff that people put up on the internet to help us out who want Weakauras strings but maybe are not able to really do it ourselves, so we can at least import the strings and then we enhance them to the way we like them. So yeah, credits to all that good internet stuff. It's just really helpful. So to kick it off, we will start with the shaman. So this is the only horde character that I have, so playing enhancement shaman. Now there are some strings, some things in the there are some icons and whatnot in the different strings that I'm using for the different classes that I choose not to include. These can always be used if you feel like you want a health bar that turns either green or red, whatever, depending on your health. You can always put that in. But I have altered a lot of these strings that I imported to my own specifications, as always. That is a personal choice, and you can always change these things back. So yeah, let's kick it off then. We got Boulder Feast, the talent. We got Flame Tongue, just the cooldown. Then we got Thunder, whatever it's called, Crash Lightning, and then we got Storm Strike, and then we got Lavalash. Now the cool thing about Lavalash is that it glows yellow like the current icon for Boulder Feast here. When you have a lot of what's it called? Yeah, that resource that I don't know much about enhancement shaman, sorry. But yeah, basically it flashes up when you should use it, so that's a great little thing because it's just a filler ability. Then we got cooldown for Windshear. Then we got Ascendance cooldown. Then we got the Relic cooldown. Then we got Feral Spirit cooldown and some other cooldowns for the different talents down here. So every talent is included in the string here. So for instance, tier 3, every one of these are included. Tier 2, every one of these are included, and so forth. But yeah, let's just quickly do a little rotation thing now, so you can just ignore the other things, the bars up here. This is just an add-on that's called Need to Know. This is just what I'm using for tracking things that the Weakauras strings don't track themselves, or they probably could track these things here, but I just choose not to because I like the visual markers of that add-on. But yeah, so we can just quickly pop some cooldowns now, just kind of get that going so you can see maybe just a little bit. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the enhancement shaman. Sweet string, definitely one of the better ones that I have, but it's also the only horde character. So yeah, that was the first string. Okay, time for the second class, the Shadow Priest. I'm surprised just how easy the strings was, because it makes just 6 icons and an insanity bar. Now 6 icons, so we got 1, 2 dots, then we have Mind Blast as a cooldown, then we have Shadow Word Pain and some other abilities I have no idea what is, because I really played the Shadow Priest to that high level. But yeah, I really like the insanity bar, at least it was very great. A lot of skins for that one. I did choose to modify it quite a bit, but I just want to quickly show a little bit at least. So as you see, when you do Mind Blast, the insanity bar fills up with the generation that you would have gotten. So this generates 14 insanity and it fills up. So we can just quickly do the 2 dots and perhaps a Mind Flay. So it's a great string and it's so simple. It's definitely the smallest string that I have on any of my characters, but supposedly this is the string for even level 110. At least that's what I was able to understand from not having really played the class. But yeah, that was the Shadow Priest. Okay, time for the third class, the Monk. So 2 strings here, both for tanking and DPS. So I think I need to explain just a little bit of the Monk. So we have this rotation that basically revolves around hitting abilities in kind of like a chain, so you don't want to use the same ability twice in a row. Then we have some cooldowns at the top. I think this would also be an artifact ability, that one. And then we have Touch of Death as the top row. And then we basically just have the abilities as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 being down here with a cooldown, 2 of them even. And then we have more cooldowns below the string. And then we also have our little bar here. Oh yeah, we have the Transcendence. This is pretty cool. So you know about the Transcendence ability. It's kind of like the Warlock summon portal thingy. So you kind of get like, I can just quickly showcase it now. Suppose, yeah. So if I go out of the string now, so you kind of see, oh, so I'm at that position, so that is where my Transcendence is. So this little icon down here. And if I then click on transfer, boom. So now you can see that I'm 50 yards away, and I'm gonna click it again, boom, 5 yards away. Like, that was a little cool thing. I thought I wanted to at least include that. But yeah, let's focus on the actual main string, because it's like the the important one. Okay, so we have 2 bars, chi bar and energy bar. Very good stuff there, easy stuff. And we have different cooldowns again. We try to keep cooldowns at the small icons. So that is stuff like chi wave. I think even have leg sweep maybe, but yeah, small cooldowns down there. Bigger important abilities up on the second row, and then the very important cooldowns whatever on the top row. So it's a bit of a it's a bit of a large thing. It kind of blocks out your character and whatnot. But like, if you can't live with this, you can always remove like the top row or anything like that. But yeah, let's go for this. I'm not really sure how to probably play it, but yeah, we basically just hit the abilities in a row, and then yeah. I hope you can at least live with my poor gameplay now. Let's just pop more cooldowns, so maybe something like this. So now I'm just trying to show the string with pretty much all the cooldowns popped that I could get. But yeah, okay, so let's end it with that, with the monk one. Quite like it. I'm a sucker for big icons and whatnot. Other people might find those icons too big or anything like that, but yeah, you can always resize them and whatnot. But yeah, let's go for Brewmaster tank now. So I hate Brewmaster on the Warlock, the monk. Horrible spec. I like all tank classes. I tried them all now, and monk is just the worst. But I at least wanted to give it a chance. So yeah, this is kind of what I went with. I think it's an okay string. I think there's kind of a lot of strings. Yeah, there's like 5 of them or something. Yeah, I haven't really many ones. Okay, so let's try. So we had some bars down here, which is basically just your stagger bar, and I think this is the chi bars, combo points. Then we have defensive cooldowns at the top here. So this is the the Uber icons. Then we have defensive cooldowns above the health target, whatever your frame. I just like to put stuff like those defensive cooldowns close to my own health. Just looks kind of cool, whatever. And then we have all the cooldowns. You have different cooldowns you need to use, even abilities. A lot of the abilities are all cooldowns. So Breath of Fire, Kick Smash, and whatnot as the second row there. And then we have some rotation cooldowns, which is basically just talents, so chi burst and other different talents, blackout strike, and yeah. So yeah, let's just show it off real fast now. I hope this shows it off well enough. Obviously I'm a bit clueless on playing it, but yeah, I think I will end it with that before this monk class gets too long. Okay, time for the fourth class, the combat rogue. So I really only have one spec that I wanted to play on this alt, and that was combat. So I went with that spec for Weakauras, UI, and so forth. So it's only one string, but the string is gigantic, and it's, you know, it has so many layers. You can try to scroll through them all. It just keeps going and going and going. Now, I will, how I mentioned that I talked about this before in other videos relating to rogue. If you don't use yeah, what's that talent called? Yeah, everyone knows about this if you play the rogue, but yeah, if you don't have I can never remember the stupid talent, but yeah, if you don't have this stupid talent here, where yeah, roll the bones, yeah, roll the bones. If you don't have the roll the bones talent, it's gonna be a lot easier rotation. So if you choose slice and dice instead of roll of bones, it's gonna be, you know, cleaner interface and string and all that stuff. So do consider that if you feel like roll the bones is not your thing, because I really don't like the ability myself anyways. But yeah, let's scroll up. So we got Saber Slash, Pistol Shot, Blade Fury. Blade Fury goes gray and whatnot if you don't have it on, but if you have it on, it's like not great. And we have cooldowns. Again, we've got these bars going up and down on the different cooldowns, kind of like a nice visual aid. Let's see, Killing Spree, Elastic Treasury. So this is the big icon here, where my mouse cursor is now. So everyone knows about that talent there. It's the second talent there. Everyone pretty much uses this one for level 90. But it shows stacks and remaining time, so it's a pretty great one to track the talent there. And yeah, then we have, you know, again, roll the bones for all the different text and whatnot. Cooldown reduction, extra saber, crit 25%. I tried to make the text just a little bit readable, even if it was kind of small. But yeah, let's show it off. Oh yeah, and of course we have, you know, combo points and energy. So again, as you've seen right now on the string, it's great, but if you know, pop it, it's gonna turn a little more less gray. So it's kind of like an indication if you have Blade Fury on or not. So we're gonna try to move Blade Fury again. You can see that it turns gray. Maybe not the biggest indication, but yeah, that's kind of what I went with. So let's just pop some cooldowns and kind of get this show on the road. I really like this, especially the defensive cooldowns of all my health target. That is just, you know, personal preference, but I really like those. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the rogue here. So let's finish off with shooting with a bit of guns. Boom! I like that talent. But yeah, I think that pretty much rounds the rogue up. Okay, time for the fifth class, the Marksmanship Hunter. So I like Marksmanship Hunter, and that is why I went with this. Not quite sure how Beast Mastery and Survival works, at least, but I really like the Marksmanship rotation because it's so simple and it just works brilliantly. So this whole string here, it's not that long. This also shows abilities for other specs, you know, Survival and Beast Mastery. Quickly scroll through it now. Usually there's only like 4 icons or something, 5 icons in the string, so it's not going to be very wide at all. If you respect, it would be the same for this, so these cooldowns would not show up and so forth. So this string, at least as far as I know, again I haven't played the other specs, I think it also works just fine for all the other specs that the hunter can be. And then just below this string here we have a simple little focus bar. Nothing much there, but yeah, it's basically just this one string that shows a few icons and that's it. I think we could maybe be... Nah, let's not talk about it. Actually, let's just show it. Yeah. So, sidewinders, marked shots, and those kinds of things. That is what it's kind of, gonna show. So this is the debuff, and this is the marked targets. We can use it before it runs out and whatnot. Again, I'm pretty much only just caring about, the debuff for marksmanship damage. Yeah, if you played this class, you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty much just that debuff we are looking for. So now there's 2 seconds left, 1 second. So now it's gone, and I want to reapply it. Good. Then I can continue for another 5 seconds or so. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we can pop some few cooldowns now and stuff like that. Boom, maybe get a little more cooldowns going. Yeah, there's not much, It's a pretty simple spec. Like, it feels like I don't know, I haven't got all the abilities on my bars or anything, because the hunter, man, it's so simple. This marksmanship hunter has pretty much no abilities to use. It's very, very clean. But yeah, I actually like that. That's only a good thing in my world, I suppose. But yeah, that was the marksmanship hunter. Okay, time for the Destroy Warlock. So I like Warlocks that doesn't deal with pets, so that is why I went with Destruction. Right now I'm seeing that demonically actually pretty great, but still I like Destroy more, so yeah. Let's open up the string. As you can already see, there's a lot of cooldowns or icons loaded without really being in combat doing anything. So we got shards at the bottom here, just to kind of get that as the bottom row. Then we have Havoc. So Havoc, when it's on the target, Conflagate when the stacks or the cooldown is going, and then we have Immolate with another little thing, the background that's sad missing, and also Pandemic Threshold shown somewhere for Immolate. Yeah, let's just quickly, yeah, Immolate Pandemic. So there's also a Pandemic marker, so when you need to refresh Immolate, you can see the Pandemic marker. Very good. And then the top row is basically just cooldowns, so stuff like Unending Resolve, Burning Rush with an indicator if you have it on or off. Yeah, and other minor things like this. And again, the big cooldowns, the Grimoire Imp and the Summon Doomguard. And yeah, it's basically just showing cooldowns. Oh, and yeah, if you have the talent Shadow Fury, so yeah, okay, oh yeah, the third row here, Shadow Fury, you also get a little icon of all the targets, but this is like a thing I added myself just because I thought that was looking pretty good. So yeah, let's show it off in combat. So again, Pandemic Threshold and Immolate, Conflagate, Havoc and all that good stuff. So let's pop some cooldowns. See if I can actually play this spec. I'm actually pretty good at playing this by now, because I had to practice quite a bit, because this Warlock spec sucks ass. I hate the Warlocks in general. It's really a sucky class, so I actually had to start playing pretty good on this when I was doing logouts, farming mounts. because it's such a bad class. Well, at least Destro Warlock is. That's just, my opinion and so forth. And again, the nice little burning rush, it's gonna pulse when it's on. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Again, there are also some other icons for the legendary weapon you're gonna be using in Legion and whatnot. So yeah, pretty sweet stuff there. Let's just show it quickly one more time. But yeah, I think I will end it with that. Okay, time for the DeathKnight. So we will start off with Frost, and then we also have tank spec afterwards. So you immediately notice that this is not the usual style of my strings. I don't even like this. Like, some people might not prefer these icons and whatnot. So for those who don't like icons, this is a string with a lot of text in it, and it's, it's basically just text. So we can, just quickly. Where is Horn of Winter? Oh yeah, it's at 1. So you notice the Horn of Winter here at the top bar, the green one. So we're gonna pop that one, and then it's just basically just gonna count the cooldown down, and the same thing for More Lost this Winter. It's gonna show the duration first, so it's gonna tick down, tick down, tick down, so 2 more seconds. And then it's gonna show the cooldown right after. Some people might like this style more than a cooldown with a big icon in it, like 3030 or whatever size, but I don't really like this that much. But yeah, let's show the string real fast. There's a lot in this one. It's not as big as like the Rogue or whatever, but yeah, let's check it out. So again, we got runes filling up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These runes here fills up. Very good indicator for runes. Then we have the runic bar, which I think I scrolled past. Yeah, but we have a runic bar that basically just fills up, in the middle there. And then we have to, there's just a lot of text. It's all these little minor things here that really makes it very hard to alter. It took a long time to alter this string here. Oh yeah, I think I actually need to mention also permafrost. I think that's the talent. Yeah, let's just quickly see here. Yeah, but basically we have this permafrost, so auto attacks is gonna give you permafrost, which is basically just an assault. It's gonna show down here, so the more I hit, damage that I do, it's just gonna scale higher and higher and higher. Pretty sweet that I can get permafrost to show up in the Weakauras string like that. But yeah, let's just try to show off some. So in the middle, I have the Frost Fever debuff, so it's in the middle there. Then out to the side here, we have 2 different cooldowns, Obliteration and Empower Rune Wyvern. And then we even have Pillar Frost, which I've got to use. There you go. And Remorseless Winter again. But like, I really like the runic power and the rune bars. It looks very good. I don't really care much for the rest. I just prefer bigger cooldowns than bars with text, but some people might like that more than icons. Again, it's a personal choice. So I feel like just getting a new string for the Frost DeathKnight. But yeah, let's take the Blood DeathKnight now. Let's see, specialization, blood. So I really like the Blood DeathKnight. It's a great little class, and it just works, if that makes sense. It's a good tank. It's definitely one of the more fun one, and it's easy enough to understand. So we got all these different abilities. Death Decay, Blood Ball, and whatnot. All these are in the bottom row here. So abilities that are not that, on a long cooldown are that important, you could say. You don't really need to see that well. It's in the first row here. Then we have minor cooldowns like Vampiric Blood and whatnot at the second row. Then we have some enlarged icons for stuff like Death Strike and debuff, which I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, the debuff, Blood Plague, so that's in the middle there. And then we have the Bone Stone shield being up there, and then we have a nice little anti-magic shield, and yeah, can quickly scroll through it now. But yeah, let's show some combat. So I'm just trying to use all my cooldowns up, so if that makes any sense. Yeah, forgive me for my poor play, but yeah, I haven't really played it in a long while, but still, you get the hang of this class pretty fast, and again, I really like the string. This is one of the better strings that I have definitely made. So yeah, that rounds up the DeathKnight. Okay, time for the Retribution Paladin Iron Protection. So we will start off with the Retribution, and you're gonna love this one. I know you will. Now, so some people would argue that this ruins the gameplay, the feel of the class, and it's boring and it's total crap. But like for people who are maybe not that into the class, don't play that often, has it as an old character, whatever, we have this amazing string, and I do say amazing because it's the best string that I have ever seen. Um, mad props to he kills. It's simply goodly. That string, he deserves like money for it. If you can donate to him, go for it. It's basically a rotation helper, so it exactly shows what abilities that you should use in the correct order, and you can include to have it show the 2 cooldowns or not. You can disable that. And yeah, and then it also has minor things like rebuke, and then it also shows the proc for divine purpose, which you would be spending on just cast vengeance. So yeah, very very good string. And yeah, then we have a holy power bar. It's not the greatest one, but this was just a nice little one. So holy power there. And then we have the retribution cooldowns, stuff like Crusader Strike and Blade of Wrath and so forth. But yeah, very simple setup, but it's mostly just about that little string that I talked about. Just being able to see your rotation in such an easy way. I like that. It's very great, and honestly, this is the class that I play the best on, just because of that one string. When I haven't perhaps played it in a while, I'm already doing 20k deeps, no problem. So yeah, very good string. You can perhaps show just a little bit more. So we also got, the artifact ability, which will pop up when you do have the weapon and whatnot. But yeah, a very easy setup. Simply one of the better strings that I have for a character. But yeah, that was it for the retribution. So let's move on to protection paladin. One of the more advanced ones, definitely. This string has some very great things about it, but it is a little, chunky. It takes up a lot of room in the screen, and it was kind of hard to set up. It took a while, at least. And when I say it took a while, I mean in hours. It's not 1 hour. It was maybe like 4 hours or something. So yeah, keep that in mind if you're gonna alter this. You can always alter the icon sizes and whatnot if you don't like the way I set them up. So let's just take the top one or the bottom one first. This basically just shows cooldowns, so there can be stuff like talents or lay of hands or avenging wrath and so forth. And then we have the top one, which is the most important one, would probably just be the concentration. So it shows concentration glows if you're not inside it, and like the mob's not inside it, and then it shows Hame of Justice, Judgment cooldown, Vengeance shield cooldowns, even has Divine Steed and all that good stuff. Bastion of Light, Shield of Righteous, Light of the Protector. Yeah, I can keep going. That's a lot of abilities. But I do need to highlight just a little thing here. So you know Blessed Hammer, everyone uses Blessed Hammer, yes. But we need to kind of know the stacks easily instead of just looking at the icon down on the abilities bar. So this is what the string is good for. It has these little hammers here, which basically just shows how many stacks you have left of Blessed Hammer. So that's a cool little thing. So you can see how I have, you know, now it's free again, so we can just burn all the stacks. So let's just pop some cooldowns. Now notice concentration when I pop it out. So now I'm gonna move out of concentration. Now we see it goes, you know, and I'm inside again, going out again, going inside again. Very great little thing there. The concentration one is definitely the most important part in the whole string. That is amazing, being able to track it like that. Let's see, pop some cooldowns. You know, again, the string could, so it would be nice, you know, if Avenging Wrath was on the Avenging Wrath icon right now that's grayed out, that just shows the cooldown, but sadly it isn't. I suppose you could add that yourself, but like use a second, you know, add-on for that if you just want to be lazy. I like, you know, Need to Know, talked about that add-on before. It's very lightweight and it's easy to set up, so that's just what I use to track the duration of the cooldowns that I do use. But yeah, I think that pretty much rounds it up. Very great string, this one, but it took a while to set up, especially the concentration one. If you mess around with the concentration string, no, this one here, it's a bit of a mess to, yeah, also that one, but like it works, everything is great about the string, so yeah. Okay, time for the mage class, fire spec. So we have two strings, offensive and defensive. That's pretty much the strings names I could guess they would be called. So all the different, you know, defensive cooldowns such as ice block or ice barrier, those are gonna be at my character's health. Again, that's just how I prefer it. It looks good. And then you could say kinda offensive, but not really offensive in that sort of way, but still offensive enough cooldowns. It's gonna be above the target, so stuff like ice flows or room of power is gonna be at my target. And again, you know, when nice big fun, so you can see when they run out and all that good stuff. So we can just quickly scroll through it. Blink, displacement, shimmer, barrier, ice block again, great invisibility if you have that talent, mirror image again if you have that talent, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, we also have a pod. I chose just to disable it because this is an old character. I would never really ever bother to use potions on an old character, so yeah. But yeah, you can always enable that if you want to and resize it, move around, whatever. Let's just quickly also go over the offensive one actually. So it's a very simple one. It fills almost nothing of the screen, so it's very narrow. We have a bar that shows, I think it's just combustion, and like when it's ready and off cooldown and all that stuff. Then we have the whole yeah, pyroblast, pyrodemic, whatever stuff, you know. I don't know, pyro on, pyro off, yeah. And then we have Dragon's Breath, simple, you know, ready and cooldown. And then we have Fire Blast with charges and cooldown. Cinderstorm, Meteor, yeah, all those talents. If you have those talents, it's gonna show up. Again, more talents, combustion, and yeah, this is for the oh, I can never remember what it's called, but yeah. This stuff here, you know, jet charges and whatnot, Phoenix Flame, whatever. But yeah, before I'm rambling on being way too clueless about a class, let's just show it off. So the idea is probably just want to start with Pyroblast usually, and perhaps just Pyroblast again, and then I guess we just spam Fireball. Okay, so we create it there again, and then we can go for that again. So 20k DPS, pretty easy rotation. So let's just do the normal rotation while we pop some cooldowns now, so you can kind of see how that all looks like. So runic powers up, it lasts those 8 seconds there and whatnot, and we have 1 charge left. Again, it's the same thing for Ice Flow, so we can pop Ice Flow now and run around and cast a Fireball. Ice Block, again, shows the cooldown and the duration for the Ice Block itself. And then we have Ice Barrier, again it just shows the cooldown. Obviously it could also actually, yeah, okay, so I think Ice Barrier is gonna show the cooldown when the duration is over or something. No, I don't think it's, yeah, it doesn't show duration for Ice Barrier, which is a bit unfortunate, but yeah. Okay, so we also have Blink. Well, in my case this is Shimmer, just because I have the talent, so Shimmer there. We see charges, and then we see the cooldown for the next charge to be over or whatever. Okay, so let's show it off again, being a little more serious about the rotation now, popping, good things. I don't know. So we got combustion up now. We can even go try perhaps do a Dragon's Breath, so you can see how that looks like. Popping invisibility, yeah, there's no Weakauras strings for that ability, sadly. But yeah, I think that pretty much rounds up the mage class. If it wasn't for the defensive cooldowns that you do want to track, at least stuff like Ice Block, Ice Barrier, maybe the Blink, whatever, it's a pretty simple Weakauras string. It's easy to set up and stuff, so yeah. So, time for the warrior. Protection first and then fury. So, the warrior, 2 strings. The first one is basically just all the icons, and again, resize them, move them around, all that good stuff, how you like them. And then the second string is, well, as you see, it's basically just graphics. So if you pop shield wall, this little blue thing is gonna go up and down, the duration is gonna be shown like that. It's a nice little visual cue. Choose not to get this string if you want to be a little more lightweight in your, I don't know, interface or whatever. It's not that needed, I suppose, but it's a nice little extra thing. So let's go into the first string here. Shield Slam, it's gonna glow when it's like procced and stuff like that, if that makes sense. Again, Revenge, Impending Rush, that is only a single string, so it's only gonna show if it's ready. Else it's gonna be hidden, I do believe. Thunderclap on cooldown, and duration, not duration, no. Only cooldown, and if it's not ready or whatever ready, yeah. And I think it's the same for pretty much all of these. They don't show duration, so like Shockwave does not show the stun duration on the mob and so forth. And we have a little, the legendary ring. But Neltharian's Fury, that should be the artifact or legendary weapon ability or whatever. Then we have Demon Shout. I basically think this one shows how long time the Demon Shout is gonna be on the mob. Last Stand, again a huge icon. Ultimatum, Vengeance, Shield Block, Ignore Pain. A few cooldowns like Battle Cry, and then I'll choose to hide the potions, but if you can always enable this if you want to. And I also choose to hide some other things that I don't really care for. But yeah, let's show it off. So pretty, simple enough string. There's not really much to talk about it. Basically, just you just kind of have to either get used to the big icons and whatnot. Again, shield charges goes up and down, how many charges you have and all that stuff. And again, impending victory, so now it's ready, the icon pops up, but if I click it, it's gone, the icon disappears. Then we can take stuff like demolition raw now, so you can see the duration for how long time it would have worked on the mobs. Let's pop the mega cooldown. So again, very huge indicators for last stand and shield wall. Speller effect is also a little bit big, but it's nothing really. Still, it's a nice little indicator for how long speller effect works. Yeah, I like the string. It's a little oversized, and I don't really like it. The visual style of it, perhaps it's a little clunky, but it does everything you really want. And there is a lot of things to track for the protection warrior compared to Warlocks and runner or whatever. So we might need a little more detailed string nowadays. But yeah, let's go to the furry warrior. Only one string, and if you watch my retribution one, it kind of works like that. So like say when rampage, you're enabled to be able to use rampage, the rampage icon is gonna pop up. The same thing if you have enrage up, the icon is gonna be popped up. Yeah, and so forth. The only thing that's is gonna show all the time is gonna be bloodthirst. You can choose to make background icons, so they are always just gonna be there, but I chose not to. So I'm basically just looking for icons that pops up. So like I see the icon for rampage pops up, oh yeah, then I hit rampage and use it. And then we have massive DPS cooldowns at my target or my own health, whatever, portrait. So that is Battle Cry, Avatar, and I think Dragon Roar too. Yeah, Dragon Roar as well. Minor little thing. So Fairy Slash combination with Bloodthirst. We have this little tracker here that shows the percentage, how high of a chance you have to crit. But yeah, let's go for this. So you see the enrage bars up now, but also the raging blow is up. So I'll pop that one. Now the rampage was ready, and again raging below was ready. Popping blood first, raging below. Yeah, it's very simple. The rage bar itself is maybe a little simplistic and whatnot, but it works again. It's nice. I should probably change to get the text in the middle. That's a minor little thing I probably forgot about. But yeah, let's pop some cooldowns. Or just the one, cause I have it marked to pop all three together. But yeah. So you see the duration is still going. So like up here, avatar 7 seconds, 7 seconds there as well. And again, let's show Fairy Slash. So you see, you have 30% crit chance, 45% crit chance, 60, 70, 90, over 90. Nope, it can't go higher. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pop blood first. Obviously, I would get a rage done since it's 100% crit. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Again, I suggest you get another add-on to fill in the gaps like need to know. You saw me just pop Berserk and Rage down. It's a nice little indicator for that. I have need to know also for other stuff like piercing hole on the target. And yeah, other good stuff like that. Oh yeah, I forgot about the whirlwind. So when meat cleavers up, you get this icon here that even shows like stacks and so forth. So yeah, Great string. It's very simple. Definitely one of the more simple ones, but it just works great. There's not a lot to say about the fairy wire. It's a simple spec, and that's probably why we just need a simple little string. Okay, so time for the druid. I will do a bit more detail on this one, also just because it's the main character that I do play. 3 specs, so restoration, tank, and DPS in the end. The DPS one is going to be rather fast. I've done videos for that before, so yeah, just gonna go quickly over that one, but more details on the tank and restore. So let's just show it off fast on the tank here. Again, I highly suggest that you get an error like need to know to track these basic procs and durations and all that stuff, like Galactic Guardian. I think I messed up currently with Fringe of Regeneration. It should be showing how much I would be healing. Yeah, I think I need to alter that, but besides that, everything should work just fine. Very simple string, and it basically, I think it's, yeah, that even has the weapon buff for legendary weapon. Oh, stupid out of combat crap. But yeah, let's show the strings. Oh man, stop messing about. Okay, Guardian Druid. So you see just how simple it is. It's basically just 6 icons and a rage bar. Very nice. Again, the rage bar, not much to say about it. It's just a simple little bar. Iron Fur and the duration of the Iron Fur, Marco Ursel and the duration of the spell as well. Frontside Regeneration, I think this one just showed cooldowns, whatnot. It didn't show stacks, which is another string, I think. Then we have Mangle and Mangle Spell, Survival Instincts, and Mule, and no Mule Rage. So if you can't use Mule, it's gonna be grayed out or something like that. Fresh just shows, I think it was even the duration of the target, and then French Aruga. This one should also have shown how much you were healing when you're gonna be using Frenchite. But yeah, well, I will sort these things out. I haven't really, you know, done 100% complete work, but if you like the string, just go for it, cause it's gonna be even better, I suppose, before you see this video. I don't know. Yeah. That's pretty much it for the tank, so let's go on restoration. Trying to, speed it up a little bit. Now, the UI is gonna be a bit of a mess currently, but yeah. Haven't really sorted it out completely yet for the Druid UI, but yeah, let's just focus on the string itself. We have Swiftment and Wild Growth as a bar that ticks down, and then my cast bar will be between these 2 bars here. So mana bar down here, Swiftment and Wild Growth here, cast bar here, and then we have all the different cooldowns on another bar, and then we have Effervescence and Life Bloom. So Life Bloom works really well, the string here. If you switch target, it will automatically update itself to that. So let's just show off Effervescence first, if I can even. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess now with this UI here, but yeah. So you see Effervescence, it keeps ticking even if you do go out, so there's a minor little thing there, but it basically just shows how long Effervescence has been up and if you need to refresh it. But here comes the great thing, at least about Life Bloom. So you see Life Bloom Juntas, but if I then go Life Bloom the Healing Dummy, it's gonna change name to Training Dummy and new duration. Very great one there for Life Bloom. And yeah, then we can, I don't know, pop some cooldowns do a bit of a swiftment and some wild growth. But yeah, as you see, the healing cast bar should be down here. That is the normal setup, but I just, you know, haven't really configured profiles yet to just be able to show that. But like, you can have the cast bar at the bottom here or at the top, whatever. I just like to keep the cast bar at the center of the string here. That's just kind of personal preference. Like, I like the mana bar, it looks great. And then we have a little background texture, which is like the whitish bluish thing here. I disabled a few things. Yeah, so we even have stuff like Iron Bark on the target, so I know when Iron Bark would run out. Soul of the Forest passive, that's a talent thingy there. But again, Iron Bark, so when you cast Iron Bark on a target, it's gonna show up this little bear here, so you know when Iron Bark is gonna run out. Pretty sweet. Again, you can include the background if you don't want to. I just like it, it looks good. Innovate up and cooldown, so you see the you know how long time innovate is gonna last. I'm just gonna pop innovate now. Okay, it actually doesn't show the duration. That's too bad, but okay. Innovate at least shown as the cooldown, and when the icons are on cooldown, the cooldowns themselves will be a lot smaller. So let's just pop off Iron Bark. Now you also see the little bear here, so I popped Iron Bark, and then we also popped Barkskin now, so you see that the cooldowns or the icons themselves gets a lot smaller, and this is the same case for Tranquility and so forth. I chose to also include Canarian Ward Circle talent, Canarian Ward even, but I don't really use it currently. You can remove this Canarian Ward talent as the icon here if you don't want to, but I had room for it, so I just included it in the case that I do choose to take that talent. But yeah, it's a little stupid that it shows up in the string even when I don't have the talent, but yeah, that's a minor thing, I suppose. Yeah, let's try and just do a quick little heal so you can maybe see some things going on. And again, sorry for the UI mess. I use different profiles and keybinds and all this stuff when I go heal specs, so I don't want to mess about with that now when I was just gonna show off the string. Usually I keep my rate frames kinda centered here. And yeah, again, cast bar in the Weakauras string itself between wild growth and swiftment. But yeah, I think that pretty much rounds that up. So let's quickly, before this way too long video gets even longer, go to my feral spec. So, great string. It's so simple, you know. This is one of the simpler strings that I have. Just one little string that shows 5 icons. Then it has 3 bars, which is clear cast proc, blood talents, and something else that I can never remember. Predatory, yeah, predatory. Okay, and then it shows combo points in a nice little squared way here. So this is one of the combo points and so forth. Then we have 4 icons, which is basically just Rip, Rake, Think Savage, Roar is included if you take the talent, something like that. Then we also have Thrash, just to be able to see that on an AoE situation, not like we use it on single, but still it's nice for AoEing. And then I did some other backgrounds for Lunar and minor things like that. Now, depending on what talents you take, if you take Lunar Inspiration is then gonna be popped up in the middle. But if you don't go with Lunar Inspiration, I just made a white square to kind of just have some sort of void, you know, filler. Oh, it's choose the right dummy to hit on. I should also talk a little about Pandemic. So you see this pinky square that pops up now. When the square appears, again now rip is gonna happen. So now you know that it's pandemic and it's no, you're able to refresh it without worry. And yeah, when you pop Incarnation of Jungle, you know, all these crazy cooldowns are markered as well, then we at least just get the icon itself grayed out. Unfortunately, I don't really have a duration that's taking down. I probably will add that if I can somehow manage that, but yeah, it's a minor little thing to be able to show when the cooldown is gonna be ready. But yeah, I think that pretty much rounds it up. So yeah, thank you again for watching. It was a long time coming. This video, definitely way too much time spent on these Weakauras. Again, some strings you find on the internet, the web, whatever, and it takes like an hour, maybe 2 hours to set up and you're done. And then these other strings here, you mess around and it could be like 5 hours to get done just because you're such a perfectionist about it. Yeah, again, change everything that you like to your own preferences, you know, resize, move around and all that stuff. I just believe that the way that I have made the Weakauras works for my setup in my UI. You know, I like to keep it minimalistic, other people like to have bigger icons and whatnot. So yeah, there's not much more to say about it. Again, I believe that I have made the perfect Weakaura strings, the best that I could find for the classes that I showed in this video now, but there's always gonna be, you know, other strings out there that's gonna look different, maybe do something different and all that good stuff. So it's just all about looking around for alternatives, and I hope that this video shows some alternatives to Weakaura strings that you might be looking for yourself for the main character or all characters and stuff like that. So yeah, have a good one and see you on the next video.